just tell us specifically your main duties on the Star Wars films.
Okay, when I started on Star Wars, I started, like I said, setting up the film lab that we processed all of our film in-house as far as black and white was concerned. And what we called RAR, Rapid Access Recovery Film. And then after I set that up, then they moved me in as a camera operator, and I worked as a camera assistant for several of the guys, and then they moved me in as an operator, and that's all and then later on moved me up to supervision. Supervised Star Trek 4 and Enemy Mine and a couple other films.
When you worked on Star Wars, you got to shoot some really neat stuff. The battle sequences, ships flying. What was, if you had to pick out one thing that you enjoyed? And I know the Falcon, that you mentioned that's still kind of the different action sequences that you had to take it through, and had to film that. What were some of the challenges?
The challenges for me was getting the craft to look like it was really flying, and not to be yawing or doing any moves that wouldn't be characteristic of an aircraft. And so it was a challenge to be able to, because you're only dealing with X and Y and plots, I guess you'd say, or X and Y moves. So it would be very difficult to get this ship to do a shot, to do a move. So that was the interesting part for me, was trying to figure out how to do that. And like I told you, I come from a mechanical background. Everything is more, I like to open up things and see things moving. Sure. Computers don't do that. You open up a computer, nothing's moving there except a fan.
I saw it, kind of a cool picture. You showed us some photos before, but you did get on screen one time. It seems like a lot of the ILM guys would get thrown into action from time to time for close-ups, and yours was in Rathacon.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And you had your starring role?
My starring role was in Rathacon, where the worm was coming out of the ear of the Cylon warrior, and my hand grabs this worm. Ken Ralston was the worm, and I was grabbing.
No makeup for that shot, though?
Just on the arm. Yeah, we had
no screaming or anything, no lines or...
No sound at all. It was just pure, just all action. That was fun.
Your favorite, if you had just one sound clip of just a great memory of ILM, working on all the films, or if it was Indiana Jones or Star Wars or Star Trek, or what was your favorite memory? Like, when you went to work every day, God, that's just so great. I wish I could go back to that place in time.
I enjoyed working on the cloud tank because there again, I was given, from the art department, it was given an idea of what they wanted to see, and then I had to go out there and make that cloud tank do it. And that was the neatest thing. Like, for instance, where the top of the Ark of the Covenant came off and blew up through the clouds, and the clouds had to part and then come back together again, and we thought, how in the world are we going to do that? And so I had the cloud tank set up, and we were doing some experiments, and I took a step back, and there was a drain pipe coming out that we drained the water out after we were finished with the shot, and it was about a 4-inch tube, and it was laying on the ground, and I just happened to hit it with my foot, and these clouds opened up. It shot the water back up, but you couldn't see it, but it shot it up, and it caused those clouds to open up. There it is.
And that's how you guys made it?
We did
just out of luck, by kicking something on the ground.
Just stamp on this tube and open it up.
That's great.
So
things like that.
So what's your favorite movie of all time? For your own personal likes, what's your favorite movie?
Close Encounter was one of my favorite films. I like Close Encounters a lot. As far as Lucasfilm, Return of the Jedi, I think, was the most fun.
Really? That's the first one. I think a lot of people say Empire, but you said Return. That's good.
Yeah,
I like Return of the Jedi. Probably.
It seems like everybody we talked to, they loved working on Empire. The guys, a lot of the guys really had a great time working on that movie.
Yeah. And that, I would say, that would be probably for me too, because of the fact that, like I said before, a lot of the times we had to build the camera or build the computer to make it do what we wanted to do. And we had the shot, and now we had to figure out how to do it. So we had to build something. We had to. So that there was a real challenge there. Where Jedi, pretty much, the cameras were already pretty well built. We'd done all the things that we had to do on Empire. I think probably Empire would be one of my favorites too.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Sure, you're welcome.
Hopefully we didn't take up too